We have a variety of topics we want to get to and a variety of questions in our last few minutes from our audience. We're going to start with James from Charleston. He's a CEO of a social media consulting firm who has a question about the LGBTQ vote. James.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Mr. Kennedy, I have a question. You recently agreed and then withdrew that agreement to speak before a group named the Moms for Liberty. They are a right-wing group that would like to tell other parents how to do their own children, but you agreed to do that. You have mentioned your uncle and your father, but you've not mentioned Ted Kennedy, who I worked with in the United States Senate for 6 years, and his staff on these issues. There was no bigger champion or stalwart for LGBTQ equality than Ted Kennedy, the late Ted Kennedy, and you know that. Explain to me why, as a Democratic voter, I should ever support you in a primary against any other Democrat when you agreed to speak before a group that wants to ban my marriage and tell other parents how to treat their children.
I didn't speak in front of that group, and when somebody on my staff accepted that invitation, I was unaware of it.
I need to interrupt you for 1 second. As a former congressional staffer, if somebody who's elected blames staff, that's the wrong answer. You have to take responsibility for agreeing to speak before those groups. I'm at the beginning of a campaign. I have no, long-term staff. We weren't allowed to even raise money until April 5th. So I'm scaling a campaign very, very quickly, and I accept a lot of invitations without the capacity to look into, and I know Teddy had, 86 members on his staff. But when, a member of my staff, through no fault of her own, I accepted that, and when I found out that that was their position, I declined to go. There's nobody, there will be nobody in the Oval Office who is more supportive of LGBTQ rights than I am. I was with Teddy campaigning in the Castro in 1980. It was the first presidential campaign that ever courted the gay vote. It's very important to me. It's a civil rights, as important as the civil rights to any other group, and their civil rights my family has stood for, has fought for, and I will do the same. I made a mistake by accepting that invitation, and when I found out those positions, I did not show up.
Thank you, James.
Would you denounce what they stand for? That's my question.
Excuse me?
Would you denounce what they stand for? Moms for Liberty is James's question.
I'm not going to issue a denunciation. I'm telling you right now, I don't agree with anybody who says that we shouldn't respect gay rights, or anybody else's rights. If you're an American, you have those rights, and everybody should respect them. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that those are protected, and I always have my whole life.
James? All right, thank you so much.